Morning. Hello, come on in. How y'all doing this morning? I'm doing fabulous. Fabulous. I mean, Jesus loves me. Therefore, I am fabulous. Come on in. I'm gonna wait patiently for somebody to say hi. Actually, I can start making my milk. I need to make some milk. It's time to make milk. If you're watching live, make sure you say something. If you're not watching live, if you're watching the replay, I'd love it if you'd comment #replay so I know you get a chance to see it. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Amy. I'm making some cashew milk this morning. I'm all out. So I'm making some cashew milk. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Susan. Good morning again, Lois. You know, I love having joy. Well, I love having the joy of Jesus, but also joy, Joi. I love this stuff. It makes running out of almond milk no big deal because I got it right there. Done. Well, yeah, that's what happens, Jennifer. If you turn on your notifications on YouTube, if you want to know when I go live on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, turn on your notification bell on YouTube, and then go when I go live, run over to Facebook. A lot of people like Facebook better because there's a lot more activity in the comments. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Gaming Grandma. I love your YouTube name. Gaming Grandma. All right, let's zing up some milk. I lost one of the feet on my blender. Look. Brenda's a little crooked. Have a little milk. We're going to make bananas Foster. Is it banana Fosters or bananas Foster? I can never remember which it is. Banana Fosters or bananas Foster. I think it's bananas Foster. Either way, we're making it for breakfast. Cheesecake bowls, aka cottage cheese. Now, if you just logged in and you heard me say you saw cheesecake bowls and you're like, ooh, I'm going to listen. And then you just heard me say cottage cheese and you're like, I'm out of here. This woman's nuts. Just trust me, okay? Have a little faith. Isn't there a song that says that? Have a little faith in me. I don't think that's how it goes. All right. Let's make the cheesecake portion, shall we? I need lots of protein. Oh, I think I didn't get one nail on real good. It's slipping. I did my fingernails before I jumped on. Aren't they pretty? Would you like to see? They pretty. They got little hearts on them. It's bananas, Melissa. Bananas Foster. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. Half a cup of this has 13 grams of protein, 12 grams of protein. So I'm going to do about a cup. Maybe, I don't even know if I can eat a whole cup, but about cup-ish. And I'm going to add to that a little touch of, sorry, Facebook's not giving notifications. If you're watching this live, if you'd give it a share, then people will see it. I'm going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of banana extract and all over my hands. Now my hands are going to smell like banana extract all day long. A 1/4 teaspoon of caramel extract. And then I'm going to put just a touch of Truvia brown. You can use whatever brown sweetener you have that is on plan. I'm going to do a teaspoon of Truvia brown. And I'm actually going to do some super sweet too. The Truvia brown I'm putting in just for the caramelization flavor, but I'm going to put about a 1/2 teaspoon of super sweet too because I like it sweet. And I'm going to blend that up. You could use cheesecake extract if you wanted, but I don't want. Hey, Jackie. Blend it up good so it's smooth. Oh, I forgot. No, sorry. I got confused for a minute. I was gonna say put some creamy dreamy in it if you want, but I already have my essentials in here. I just started, Mallory. I just started. You only missed 5 minutes. All right. Gelatin is really good in this. Lots of different things you can put in it. Hemp protein. My brown sweetener didn't get mixed in. All right, let me taste this. That's good. Hello, Carrie. I am making Bananas Foster cheesecake bowls this morning. So I put in here a cup, I probably did just under a cup of cottage cheese, which is 24 grams of protein. I'm also having essentials, like half a serving of essentials in my greens drink. So I'm getting plenty of protein with my breakfast because I am prioritizing protein hardcore right now. It's important. So it's always important. It's important if you're not on a GLP-1, it's okay. You still need to prioritize protein. So it's just even more important that I get it right now since my servings are smaller and I don't want my muscles to waste away. So I have to work out and I have to eat lots of protein. So, but that's always important, GLP-1 or not. So I have taken about a cup of cottage cheese, a tablespoon of brown swerve, and a half a teaspoon of a teaspoon of brown swerve, and a half a teaspoon of THM super sweet. You could do all brown swerve and do a couple of tablespoons if you wanted. You could do just gentle sweet instead. It don't really matter. Just sweeten it, the taste. Put a couple dunks of stevia instead if you want. I just did the brown swerve to give it kind of a caramely flavor. I put half a teaspoon did I say half or quarter? A quarter teaspoon of banana extract and a quarter teaspoon of caramel extract. Yummy. That's good. That's good just the way it is. All right, let's make the Foster's part of the bananas. Let me turn my camera a little so we're pointed at the stove a little more. All right, so if you wanted this to be a solid E, you're going to keep your fat super, super low. You're going to keep your fat down to 1 teaspoon. I am doing some smart crossovers right now. I'm doing more and more crossovers because of my current state. So I will be doing 2 teaspoons of butter to make it a smart crossover, just a little extra fat. And I'm keeping my carbs lower. I'm keeping them more pulled back. So I've only got the carbs from 1 banana. That's my whole carb source. I'm not adding any extra. So I got a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fat. And that's going to give me a smart crossover. So I got 2 teaspoons of butter in my pan. Like I said, if you want to keep this in E, just do 1. Turn your heat down. You don't need it blasting. I'm going to melt that and I'm going to add in, I'm going to do a heaping I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of brown sweetener. Now, if you don't have a brown sweetener, you could use a couple tablespoons of gentle sweet or allulose. Allulose is a natural way to raise your GLP-1s. And when you're making caramel, if you use allulose, it won't recrystallize if you refrigerate it. Right? I should save the banana peel and fry it up and make bacon. Allulose is a natural way to help boost your natural GLP-1. So if you are trying to do that, eat your allulose, baby. But I'm putting a couple tablespoons of brown swerve and I'm going to melt those down together. And then I'm going to add some almond milk. And I'm going to let it, and cream would make it turn to half and half, or heavy cream would make it turn to caramel even quicker. But if you use a fat like a milk. I guess I still got some in my blender. A milk like I'm using, which is just cashew milk, and I make it kind of light so it's more watery, then it just takes longer to turn into caramel, but it will. So when you typically make bananas Foster, you make the caramel and cook the bananas at the same time. But because it's going to take me a few minutes for my caramel to form caramel, because I'm using a lower fat milk than cream, um, it's just going to take a little longer. So why did I say that? I just lost my train of thought. Because it's going to take a little longer, I'm not going to put my bananas in till the end. Yeah, Sheila. So a smart crossover, it's just a crossover. It's just, so we have light S meals. Are you on Trim Healthy, Sheila? Do you follow the Trim Healthy way of eating? I have a lot of folks on this page that don't, so forgive me for not knowing. I have a lot of folks that don't follow Trim Healthy that often ask questions about Trim Healthy. So let me understand that first. Let me lower that. It's going to start sim. Okay. So a crossover is when you put your fats and your carbs together. A light S is when you pull back the fats. You still have an S, but it's light. A pulled back E is where you have an E, but it's not the full 45 carbs. It's 20 or less. When you combine a pulled back E and a light S together, you get a smart crossover. It's just a little bit of extra fat. It's a little bit of extra carbs to make it a crossover. Instead of being 45 carbs and unlimited fat turning into a crossover, it's just pulled back some. So it's a smarter type of crossover. Call them smart crossovers. All right, my sweetener, she's smoking, which means it's ready to go. I'm just gonna add my milk. I'm doing about probably a half a cup, and I'm just going to let it cook down for a minute until it turns into caramel. And if it doesn't get thick enough, I'll add a touch of glucose, but I really think it will if I just let it go for a minute. I'm not done, Meredith. Facebook didn't notify anybody this morning. You know what happens when people don't comment or like or share the day before? The algorithm recognizes that not many people are following something, and so they quiet down the notifications. So comment, share, post, like, all that stuff, and it will keep it up in the algorithm. If you don't do that stuff, it falls apart. The whole world just goes to crap in a basket. I'm going to make myself, I think I'm going to have a latte this morning. I think I'm going to have a little caramel flavored latte this morning with my bananas Foster. I think I will. I haven't made a latte in a few days. I'm just going to let that cook down. It takes longer, like I said, because I'm using no fat in my milk. It takes longer to turn into caramel. It's just going to simmer and it'll thicken up. That's it. All right. Latte. You did, Sherry? I know. I know you are always chatty on here, and I love that. I love that. But if I go a day without a video and there's not a lot of comments on the previous day, Facebook goes, oh, nobody likes her anymore. Let's stop showing her. My appetite is fine, Michelle. I'm not like, I'm eating my meals, but I'm not like starving at all. Like mealtime comes around, I'm like, okay, it's time for a meal. I can tell I'm hungry, but I don't, it's mind blowing to me that I can have breakfast and then all of a sudden it's 1 o'clock and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock. I should eat something. And I start to feel a little bit hungry because this med, it's not that it numbs you from feeling hunger. It raises your GLP-1, which is partly responsible for satiety. Satiety, I never know how to say that word. And so I eat my meal and I'm like, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. I don't need to think about food all day because my body has been fueled. It turns the need for food into the need for fuel. The other thing that I'm finding incredibly interesting, and I'm going to post this at some point when I do another update. The other thing that I'm finding really, really interesting, before I began the GLP-1, I mean, it's only been 5 days. Today is only day 5, but a lot has changed in 5 days. Before I began this, every meal that I had while on plan, hold on, it hasn't made me any taller yet, though. I will say that. The promises of it making you taller have not happened. Before this GLP-1, every meal that I made, I was like, ooh, what can I add that's on plan and healthy to make it more decadent? Like, could I put cheese on it? Could I make a cheese sauce to put on it that's fuelful? Not saying any of that is wrong. Not saying it's wrong at all. All right, I'm going to turn that way down because it's thickening, and I got to slice up my banana and get it in there. But it was always like, I'd look in the fridge and say, oh, I've made quinoa and chicken, but I don't want that. I want something more decadent. Like, I want pizza. How can I make a pizza on plan? I want this. I want that. How can I make this on plan? How can I make that on plan? When you're making bananas Foster, side note, you have to cut them sideways or it's not really bananas Foster, just so you know. It's the rules. Put this in your caramel. You know, let that get all sticky and gooey and good. So I was always looking for what could I have that's decadent, even though on plan. Like, I didn't just want the basics. But I'm telling you right now, there is something that has changed. And I don't know if it's the rise of the GLP-1 makes you recognize food as fuel and not treats. Every meal, I'm like, you know what? Plain old chicken and quinoa is fine with me. And I eat it and I'm satisfied and I move on. Weird. It's weird. I absolutely am a firm believer that you need to work really hard at THM. You need to put in the effort, work on your mindset, get your head in the game, get your head straight and focused on your health and do all the things. Exercise, stay on plan for a good solid year and watch what happens. Eat your protein, prioritize your protein, eat your veggies. I am a firm believer that those things work. But I am also learning that there are some of us that it doesn't matter how much of that you do. If you are doing all of those things, then look into the GLP-1. But if you have not yet gone a solid stretch, 100% on plan, you have not incorporated exercise, you have not incorporated getting more veggies, you've not incorporated making sure you're getting your fuels, your S, your E, all of those mixed up, making sure that you are trim healthy to the core, and you're still not losing weight, okay. But those things are priority. I fully believe that with all of my heart. All right, let me just make this latte. A little double shot. All right, I'm gonna let this cool for a minute. That looks divine. I'll show you in a minute, but I wanna let it cool. Oh, that looks good. That looks so good. GLP-1s are available through Trim Healthy. They're beginning the process of rolling them out. So if you want more information, you want to go to Trim Healthy, the Trim Healthy Mama store, and click on GLP-1 at the top and sign up for notifications. But again, firm believer that you need to do all the things first. Those are priority. Because once you begin a GLP-1, those things don't change. You still need to prioritize your protein, get your veggies, focus on your exercise. All of those things are utmost importance. All right, I'm just gonna make my foam out of cashew milk, and it works good. And I'll add my sweetener to my cup. Actually, I'm gonna add some caramel to my foam. Make a lovely little caramel extract. Caramel flavored foam. Oh, my water tank just got emptied. Hold on. It won't make my foam without water because it needs to be able to clean itself. I really want to use bottled water, but my pitcher in my fridge is sitting right there because I just used it to make almond milk. So I have to use tap. Oh well, I won't die from old tap water. I've eaten worse things. All right, let's make this cheesecake bowl. If you're just, no, you just take it once a week, Melissa. What on earth? Making a weird squeak. This is, if you're just joining, Amy says she overblended her cottage cheese and now she's having bananas Foster soup. This is a cup of 1% cottage cheese. I added a quarter to a half, a splash, of banana extract, caramel extract, and about a hefty teaspoon of brown swerve and a half a teaspoon of THM. Super sweet. I blended it together to make this little cheesecakey flavored base. And now I've got bananas Foster. And I could cook this down more to make it more caramelly. It would thicken up more, but I kind of like it right where it is because I like having sauce. Here's my bananas Foster with beautiful caramel. Look at that. That is going to be so good. Look at it. Oh, it smells amazing. That's as good as it sounds. Ooh, girl, that's good. Mmm. That is yummy. That is yummy. It is. It does look like banana soup, but it's because there's a lot of extra caramel I didn't cook down because I did that on purpose. I like it saucy. Oh, you guys, that's so good. All right. I'm just doing a basic coffee, a little bit of sweetener in the bottom of my shot. I already put caramel in my foam. I'm going to put just a splash or a squirt, I should say, of MCT oil in there because, listen, there are certain things that you need to make sure take place when you're taking a GLP-1, and one of them is let's just say it needs a little extra MCT. We'll just leave it at that. Can I make it pretty on top? No, I can't because I suck at it. And because cashew milk really doesn't do it that well. So, whatever. So my bananas, Andrea, are super easy. This is a smart crossover. So I did 2 teaspoons of butter in my pan and 2 tablespoons of brown swerve. I melted it down and let it start bubbling, and then I added about a half a cup of cashew milk, and I just let it simmer until it thickened up, and then I sliced up 1 banana and put that in there, and I put it on top of my cheesecake mix. It's decadent. Sherry, you make me laugh. I wasn't paying attention. Oh my gosh. I just messed up with my machine. Hold on. I wiped it off and then didn't close it for it to clean itself, and it just dripped all over my counter. Here we go. The machine cleans itself, but you have to put it down. All right, there we go. Caramel latte. Holy Hannaford, that coffee's strong. That coffee is from Palmetto State Armory. It's like the South Carolina version of Black Rifle. Woo, she's spicy. I also need to finish this because this has the rest of my protein in it. But all right, my friends, There's my breakfast. I need to go eat. I love you all. Thanks for joining me this morning. Listen, the webinar last night had 100 people on it, and it was amazing, and it was so good. And it's always the same way. There's always like 500 people registered. Half get the replay, but there was 100 people that showed up last night, which was amazing. And it was a great webinar. I am replaying the webinar. Adapt It, talking all about adaptability in your journey and the importance of being adaptable. I am doing that again, Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you register and can't show up, don't stress. You'll get the replay automatically in your email. And if you registered for last night's, then you automatically got an email saying, here's the replay with no replay in it. And then 5 minutes later, I actually sent the replay. Actually, an hour later, I actually sent the replay because I messed up. So you have the replay, go watch it. Also, Saturday at 10:30 a.m., I'm making strawberry cream Easter eggs with all of you, and I hope you'll join me. It's a free class. Friday night, I'm doing a Chinese class. That's only $15. We're doing Chinese takeout. We're doing lo mein and honey sesame chicken. So that's going to be a fun class. So go sign up for that. If you sign up for Holy Healthy Spring prior to Friday, I will throw in the Chinese class for free. So if you want to be part of something big, okay, something full of community and friendships and support and love and fun and laughs, come join me in Holy Healthy Spring. It starts April 1st. You can sign up 2 ways. You can pay in full with a discount code. If you go watch the webinar, you'll get the discount code. Or you can sign up monthly and just go month to month until you choose to cancel. And that's your best value. The lowest price comes if you go monthly. But you can sign up anytime between now and the 1st of April. And I would love to have you as part of my community. It changes everything. These ladies that are on here this morning, they've changed everything about who I am and my journey. And I could not in any way have stuck to 100% on plan for 9 days now without these women. More importantly, I've gone over 750 days without losing a single pound. My A1C has gotten better. My cholesterol has gotten better. I feel better. So much has happened for good. I could not have done that without the support of this Holy Healthy community. I could not have stayed on plan 750 days without seeing the scale move if I didn't have you guys supporting me and encouraging me. So thank you. And now come be part of Holy Healthy so you can do it too. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you all back tomorrow. Bye, guys.